forward and collaboratively work our issues amongst the workforce, to bring new technology to the membership, and to better the working environment for our members. Thanks.
Let's take a break, making sure some candidates into our new generation.
Can you guys hear me in the back? I was heard I couldn't be heard back there. All good? All right. I'm Paul Rinaldi and I'm running for president. If elected president, I will take all the talents, regardless of what you have to offer in this organization. This union is built on the talents of its members. Whether if you have 3 months, well actually I'm not going to touch you until you have 12 months because this FA is evil and they'll fire you if you get involved in the union prior to 12 months. If you have 12 months in and you're able to do podcasting, able to do websites, whatever you're able to do, I'm going to task you to do that for our organization. If you have 20 years of
Excuse me, Paul. Hey, everybody, if you just hold it down and let him talk so everybody can hear him, I would really appreciate it. If not, we can talk later. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, brother. If you have 20 years of legislative experience, I'm going to task you to hit that hill for us. If you have 20 years of labor relations experience, I'm going to make you do arbitrations for us. Whatever your talents are, we're going to tap into you and we're going to get you to do the work. This union is big. It's big because of the heart of its members. This union stands tall. We have 14,532 members. Yet we swing a bat as if we have 1 million members. Our PAC is $4.3 million, and we do have influence. And we're going to march as one, as a collective, with me as the president, to accomplish our goals. And our goals are simple. The collective bargaining agreement is our #1 goal, regardless of what anyone else says. Because if we don't have a fair process to be treated fairly at work and paid properly, then what are we standing for? Let's get that goal. And then we'll worry about what the agency's goals are and Congress's goals, such as Next Gen. But together, with me as president, we walk as one. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Steve Abraham from Kennedy Tower. I have 2 questions for the presidential candidates. One is, I noticed one of the presidential candidates isn't here, and I'm not sure if either of you know the reason why, but I'd be curious if you do. And the second one is, we have historically donated PAC funds to our friends as well as our enemies in Congress. And the excuse that I've always heard about donating to our enemies is it was for access to them. Would you continue that policy in the next 3 years of donating to our enemies in Congress?
Hey, Ruth, and rather than address why someone is not here, we can let them speak for themselves. If you would just address the second question, I'd appreciate it.
We haven't just given PAC money to our enemies, we've endorsed them. I got a mailing before the November elections that included a NACA endorsement for Mario Diaz-Balart, a congressman in South Florida, who had consistently said, I support you guys, I'm with you, I'm going to vote against you. That doesn't make someone your friend. Every time we asked, he said, you know, I'd really like to, but when it comes time for a vote, I'm not with you. Well, then don't be with me in the beginning. So we did support Don Michael when he was chairman of the aviation subcommittee. And when somebody is the chairman of your committee, it's not about access, it's about extortion. They steal that money from you. But if you don't give it, you're not in a good position. But he's not the chairman of our committee anymore. And he made it very clear to everyone in the United States of America that he has absolutely no regard for even the most heroic acts of air traffic controllers. That is justification to give him not another dime. We have to reward the people who support us. Every so often, there's some extortion involved in politics. I won't sugarcoat it. I'll tell you it is what it is. But we need to have a moral high ground to stand on. And if we are going to endorse someone, endorse it. Not just, I'm not going to support your opponent because you're on the committee, but endorse someone that has said to our face, I'm with you right up until it's time to vote. We have no credibility for our positions. So we end up having to just give money to everyone. Once we have credibility and integrity behind our positions, then we can have some credibility for making those decisions as well.
sitting executive vice president, I made a clear line of demarcation. That Congressman Micah gets not one penny of our PAC dollars. That he's a clear enemy of ours. Not one penny did we give under my administration, not one penny has Micah gotten. Additionally, what I've done, I have set up, taken the PAD system which was developed and made it a reality, where Trish sits on it, I sit on it, Jose Sabalas, Aaron, and Frank McCarthy, Aaron Barry. Those are all our legislative activists, plus Trish. And we vote, and I just oversee it, and I break the ties, and I make sure that they're right on our issues, that we do not give money to our enemies, not one penny. We did not endorse Mario Diaz-Balart. We sent out a voter's guide, and in that voter's guide, we marked how they voted on our issues. We do not endorse in these local congressional elections. We did not endorse Diaz-Balart. Now maybe someone in Miami did. Maybe they endorsed him. And I know Mitch Herrick and Jim Marinetti have done a phenomenal job of dealing with some of those R's down there. Let me touch on something that was brought up before. Ruth said it was luck we got Obama in. It was far from luck. We put a $7.5 million program together to get that man elected. We did a boots on the ground that cost $1.8 million that retired members have brought them and put them in battleground states of Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Missouri, wherever, New Mexico, wherever we could, to get the vote out, to get the union voice out and get the union vote out on how important this election was. That wasn't luck. That was a program, and we were in early. And off the tip of the tongue, every AFL-CIO union said, NACA.
Next person is making their way up to the mic. Ruth, it strikes me that the last time I was in New Orleans was for a Southwest Region meeting, and while I wasn't in this building, I was right outside it. Looking across the street, there were 2 cruise ships parked out there, and that housed several thousand members of the city residents. They had just been torn apart by the hurricane, and NACA people came down here and helped the city and the NACA brothers and sisters rebuild and get back together again. I wonder if you could just speak for a moment on what is an activist and how you're going to make more of them.
Our members really made our union tremendously proud after Hurricane Katrina, because not only did our active and retired members get in their vehicles and drive out relief supplies, members from around the country donated money, and in fact they donated money so rapidly, that they exceeded expenditures on every account, that we were able to answer every call for help. And I remember getting a call when I was in DC from Florida, and he said, I'm in the Home Depot, I've got a truck, I have about $6,000 available on my credit card to buy relief supplies. If I can get reimbursed, I'm loading it up right now. And I was in a very fortunate position to say yes. Yes, we will be able to reimburse it. So it was a tremendous outpouring of support from across the country, and that comes when people feel genuine compassion for one another. And there are many, many ways to be active for NACA. There are the official positions, the title jobs, and they're just the people who step up to help a member in need. And I know this is probably against the rules, but I do want to take a moment to thank everybody that has donated to support Todd and Sarah Kravachuk. I put out an update about Sarah's sudden diagnosis with a brain tumor, and the fact that people from around the country have poured in money to help them has been a great source of comfort to them in their deepest time of need. They will always value their union brothers and sisters. We have 1 million stories like that. We have 1 million stories from leave donation to cash donations to relief supplies. In South Florida, when Hurricane Andrew hit, it was NACA that got us our first supplies. So a NACA activist doesn't have a single definition. It is anyone that is willing to step up to the plate and help their brothers and sisters in need, help the cause, help the fight, help promote our organization, willing to write, willing to talk, willing to give interviews, willing to file the grievances, willing to give their fact rep the information they need to make a good argument. There are NACA activists at every single level. We need to cultivate them in a way that they know that their work gets somewhere, that what they're willing to do leads to